Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome back once again to a DM Radio Virtual Summit. Yours truly, Eric Kavanaugh, is here, and I can't miss an opportunity to promote Future Proof, the world's first made-for-TV webinar series, now hitting 5 million cable boxes in America each month. And in fact, the signal for our show hits a cable box 50 million times each month in America. Send me an email to info@dmradio.biz to find out about all that. Today, the fabric of success, a roadmap to AI. I love this topic. We're very pleased to have Alla Zaykin of Athena Solutions with us and Rob Schoenfeld of Qlik with us as well. We're going to dive right in, folks. So what is a data fabric? Well, let's think about it. As you can read here, data fabric is an architectural approach that provides unified access and management of data across diverse and distributed environments, regardless of the underlying technology or location, often incorporating automation to streamline data integration, quality, governance, and management processes. Let's face it, no one will ever have one database. You'll never get all of your corporate data into one database. You're going to hear from Robert in a minute how many sources there are for the average enterprise, and it's a whole lot. And so what we're seeing in the industry is this movement towards a data fabric as a way to unify access, govern your data, your enterprise data, keep your users happy, and pave the way for artificial intelligence. And what is it really? It's an information architecture, isn't it? That's exactly what a data fabric is. It's an information architecture, but one with a unified plane for access. And speaking of AI, some of you may remember Star Trek and the Borg. Imminent AI, your data too will be assimilated. Folks, you must get your data house in order if you want to leverage the power of artificial intelligence. I promise you, it is very, very, very important that we do that. So let me stop sharing my screen. Oh, I didn't even start sharing my screen. Oops. So yeah, just this is a data fabric. Oops, I got all excited. This is the definition, and like I say, information architecture. Be prepared. You're going to need to get your data house in order to leverage the power of artificial intelligence. With that, I'm going to hand it off to Alla Zaykin. Alla, take it away.
Thank you, Eric. Let me share my screen.
Folks, don't be afraid to ask questions at any time. There we go.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining. I am excited to talk about data fabric and a little bit about AI and how it all comes together. I am from a consulting company, Athena Solutions. So we work with a number of companies, and data fabric and this type of approach to data management has been proven very successful. This is the introduction. Our mission is to unlock data potential. This is what we are trying to do with all of our clients. We want to support them on their data journey, and we're heavily relying on the ideas and on the software that is currently available. And talking about data fabric today is an honor, and I would like to talk about what the clients need. And also, at the very end, I would like to touch upon artificial intelligence and these types of projects and what are the needs, how data fabric can support and can build a foundation for these projects. So I wanted to start with data democratization, because in many cases when we work with clients, their data needs to be accessible to the general public. And this is where some of our projects start. Of course, not one data source. Sometimes it's impossible to bring all of the data together. Data fabric allows to treat the data as if it all sits in one place and is available for analysis, available for decisions, has a high quality. It also allows to remove data silos and provide the public who uses the data the capabilities of innovate and be creative around the data, and having all of it at their fingertips. So I want to mention facets of data democratization, and it goes it goes along the same lines. Data needs to be available. We need to create literacy around data, metadata, create additional metadata if needed, address data quality, create some policies and procedures around data, and again, go into removing silos, create collaboration, create common vision around how the data needs to be treated, how the data needs to be worked in the organization. The solution, if democratization is the objective, definitely data fabric would be a solution. It provides a modular approach to addressing all of these things, and I think it covers the ground in an excellent way. We're bringing the data sources together. We can build data management practices around them. We address the literacy, quality, we create data governance, and we give the ability to collaborate. And I am also showing two definitions. As a data governance lead, I have to get into definitions a lot, and I feel like having definitions side by side creates a more complete definition. So we have a method of data management in data fabric. We have additional it includes modular elements that allow to address different aspects of data journey and create more maturity around each of these aspects. We don't have to have all of them at once. The journey can be gradual, depending on the size of the project. But our goal is to create more maturity around data, and at the end to create data-driven culture where the data is trustworthy, the data is documented, well-known, and available to the public. So, as I said, the complexities in data lifecycle that came about in the last decade, I would say, create more of a need to implementing data fabric. And so we are dealing with much more data. We are dealing with much more variety in integration methods, much more demand on compute capabilities of the system. And data fabric, of course, is a great foundation, and it provides the infrastructure to address all of these challenges. Again, data governance comes into play, and as well as data quality on almost every step of the data lifestyle implementation. Each project has to have a goal. And usually when data fabric is implemented, it's a long process. It involves many people and like a larger scope and architectural changes. So how do we understand our goals, and how do we understand our success? And one way of understanding this is stages of data maturity. So there are many data maturity models. Essentially, they provide the description of what the state of data management, state of data quality, state of data governance would be on each of the stage. And everybody starts in a different place, and everybody moves with a different speed. However, there are some known element that can be evaluated using a maturity model. So an initial stage could possibly be a reactive stage where everything is just addressed as it comes, data quality is addressed as it comes, and little by little, by relying more on an architecture of data fabric and implementing each of the elements of it, you move along the line of more maturity, more reliance on data. You make data more reliable, and there is more of a trust and more of a willingness to use different data sources to enhance the data and to treat it as a true asset. In the beginning, where you would get different results in your analysis, you can't possibly say take this data with unknown data quality and all of these data issues and start an AI project on it. But by investing in the implementation of knowing your data sources, implementation of the data fabric, implementation of the data quality rules, addressing the data issues, and creating policies and procedures as part of your data governance, all of that changes overall maturity level in the organization and creates more trust. And that is, of course, a foundation that we are looking for to start AI. And here, I would like to just briefly talk about the dependency of any AI project on successful data management that is, and that is enhanced by implementation of data fabric. So again, we're talking about data quality, and data quality is the first thing that is mentioned when AI projects are started. More often than not, the inputs need to be really well defined. They need to be curated, and they need to be well understood. The number of inputs available also makes a big difference for AI. The data needs to be available. There is a lot of demand. The data sets are very large now, much larger than before. There are many different aspects of data that is available. We're living a humongous footprint by just living. It's humongous data footprint. So the data sets are huge, and the processing power that needs to handle them is very big. There are a lot of regulations around data lineage currently for financial data, for medical data, and data lineage and versioning does affect inputs in and model inputs and model training. And then the system overall needs to be scalable and stable. So the data elements that I expected in the data set for the model would actually be there. I actually have a story where for an insurance company, the results of the model started being very confusing and seem wrong to the naked eye. And after investigation, one of the ETL processes basically failed and didn't bring all of the data elements. So here, scalability and performance and all of the data management practices would be critically important. So with that, I would like to
That was an excellent and quick overview, Alla. And folks, we'll get you those slides if you'd like them, so you can see there's a lot of depth in there. Robert Schoenfeld, take it away.
Go ahead and share my screen. Do you mind stop sharing your screen, Alla?
Oh, yeah.
Thank you.
Just a second.
Usually a big red button right at the top. There you go. All right, Robert.
Introduction. My name is Rob Schoenfeld. I'm a technical partner manager at Qlik. I've been with Qlik in town proper for about 3 years as of last week. I work with partners across the organization. So if you guys ever have an issue or need to work with a partner like Athena, please reach out to us. We'd be happy to help you. So first, I wanted to kind of set a frame of reference of what companies and organizations are currently facing today. So the data struggle is, why do you need a data fabric? The reality is, right now, most organizations have an average of 400 plus data sources. This includes SaaS applications. This can include other things like on-prem databases, even spreadsheets or flat files could be a source file. So when you start aggregating that, it just continually grows and keeps on growing. A lot of complex issues with GDPR and even the CDPR out of California are increasing overall fines because of data security and protection. On average, organizations are losing $15 million. And this was a study a few years ago, but still very relevant, due to poor or outdated data or poor data quality. And there's also a shortage of data personnel. They see that most jobs will require, or at least a quarter of all jobs will require some data skill by 2026. So we're facing an insurmountable amount of data, and we're trying to find ways to curb that and make data, as accessible and insightful as possible for organizations. 60% of organizations currently say that most data that they have is either unreliable or there's quality issues within that. Now let's talk about Qlik, the complete solution. This is a data fabric, but what we're trying to do at Qlik is provide an end-to-end solution from best-in-class data integration, analytics, and foundational technologies, along with hyperscalers like Snowflake, Databricks, Microsoft, Google, AWS, to help curb and take data quality or make use of your data the most possible, highest level possible within your organization. So this is just a high-level review of the pillars of foundation offerings that we have within Qlik, from both a data integration and analytics standpoint. If you look at the flow of Qlik from a flow standpoint, you can see that we start with data and then we ultimately end with outcomes, but we have solutions in between those, as you saw from the previous slide, for trusting, moving, transforming, and applying data quality, access for governance, analyzing, predicting, machine learning, MML, things like that, answering questions, and even helping you act on the data. So you go from raw data to actual insights and doing something with the data and outcomes very quickly with our data fabric or technology stack. If we dive a little bit deeper onto the data integration side, which is what our focus is today, we provide a data integration solution within Qlik Talon Cloud that helps you maximize, transform all of your data, again, to take it to the highest quality to make sure you can do real-time or near real-time integration and data quality at scale from our solution. Some of the use cases that we have within data quality or within Qlik Talon data integration, that we call it the Qlik Talon Cloud now, and I've got a slide coming up to kind of showcase what we've got coming up in the months to come from a roadmap standpoint, is things like database to database synchronization. So we can do real-time or near real-time synchronizations of your data sets, whether it be on-prem or a combination of on-prem to the cloud or vice versa, or even bi-directional capabilities. Let's say from a database modernization standpoint, you want to be able to modernize your database solutions, and you want to be able to sorry, I just wanted to make sure we weren't having audio issues. And we want to be able to take legacy data, whether it be mainframe data, SAP data, and be able to modernize that into a cloud hyperscaler like Snowflake or Databricks. So you can get better insights. You can scale the reporting off of it, apply machine learning for churn or other capabilities. We offered use cases for that scenario. Data lake and data lakehouse automation. I think this one's really cool. It goes back to the other slide that we were talking about, where skill sets may require data at skills, at least in 1/4 of the jobs coming out by 2026. We have solutions that are no code all the way up to SQL pushdown and other advanced modes like ETL, ELT, etc., where you can do automation from various levels or skill levels to automate your data warehousing and data mart solutions to reduce and be able to get insights much, much faster. This goes back to what Alla was talking about, especially when we're talking about AI. The data is only as good as the AI data that you provide is only as good as the data you feed it. So if your data quality is bad going in, you're going to get a garbage in, garbage out scenario. So really where we excel, particularly on the talent side, is providing a framework where you have a full life cycle. And this applies to both technical and non-technical audiences. Again, we can scale in a number of different ways depending on skill levels within the data fabric. Again, making sure we can take data quality and data usage to the next level within our solutions. And this is really a foundational solution on the talent side. We'll talk about that a little bit more as well. We also have governance capabilities. So not only can you democratize data, but you might not want to share the data with every department or every asset within the organization. You might want to be able to control and who has access to that. Well, we have controls within that to apply those data governance capabilities, as well as other things like lineage, cataloging capabilities, so you can see assets end to end and understand where data started and ended from your organizational standpoint. We also have database streaming or streaming to database. The idea here is to be able to do real-time decision making. So a couple of use cases might be fraud detection within the financial institution. Maybe you have frequency programs in your retail environments or on the gambling side, and you want to be able to make quick decisions based on behaviors that's happening and make sure that you're not losing or maximizing your profits. Well, this is a really good solution for that scenario, where you can be able to stream data to technologies like Kinesis, Kafka, etc., and be able to make those real-time decisions very quickly. API services and workflows. Within our data fabric stack, we have the ability to not only consume more APIs, but also create your own APIs, web APIs, so you can further monetize and take advantage of those data assets, whether externally or internally. And then operational data. So this would include things like flat files, basically any type of structured data or complex hierarchical data within your solution, where you want to transform it, flatten it, and be able to take advantage of that. We have use cases or capabilities within our tech stack for that as well. And then data quality, I'm not going to touch too much on this, but at a high level, just understand that when we do data quality, we really want it to be a team sport across your organization, both from a technical and non-technical and a collaborative standpoint. And then just to show you the Qlik Talon Data Cloud Data Fabric stack coming out, we're adding AI into a number of different ways within our solution as well. Pardon me, stop that. We're adding new connectors, we're adding new data products. We're even going to have 4 different editions starting at entry level, as well as getting more complex within Qlik Talon Cloud in the future. And look for more information on that in July and future months from that standpoint. And that's really all I wanted to cover. And again, if you have any questions or want to get a little bit deeper into our tech stack, please feel free to reach out.
Thanks a lot, Robert. That's fantastic. And now, folks, we're going to record our radio show. You will be part of the virtual studio audience. You can ask questions. So don't be shy with that studio. Are you guys ready to rock and roll?
Absolutely.
That's forbid. Okay, let's start let's start at 25. So we got about a minute. You know, Robert, I'm glad you put some of those last couple of slides up there, because it really shows the complexity of the landscape and why organizations need a data fabric in order to seriously consider leveraging the power of AI. I mean, you can't control what you can't see. You can't control what you can't understand. And, you know, one of Alla's favorite quotes is that in order for data to be an asset, it must be understood. So if it's not understood, it could be a liability. It doesn't have to be an asset necessarily. So we're going to talk about that on the radio show. Folks, we'll get that started in 30 seconds. So stand by for that. And thanks for being part of our virtual studio audience here. We'll also be using segments of this show for our TV show I mentioned, Future Proof. That'll come out in Q3. Luckily, this kind of content is evergreen, because data governance will always be important. Data quality will always be important. We got 10 seconds. Stand by.